From Mother Jones, Trump is inciting violence as the election approaches. Well, he's clearly not. That is you guys. That's the media. It is crystal clear at this point in time. And this article published on June 26, 2024, only 2 or 3 weeks before somebody took a shot at the president, they were already preemptively coming up with a reason to blame him for the violence that would be perpetrated against him. How his latest migrant bashing, right? Not the criminal illegals that have been murdering Americans and shooting at cops and stealing things, just migrants. And Donald Trump's a little mean to them. So that could be a reason somebody wants to put a bullet in him. Lies about the FBI? Okay, I guess that's up for debate. But the FBI, most of them, right, have been completely compromised by the regime. So yes, that is another reason that somebody might want to put a bullet in him, and other verbal attacks that could lead to bloodshed. So basically anything. If Trump says anything, that could lead to bloodshed. According to Mother Jones and Mark Folman, who for whatever reason is an old white guy, it appears, writing for Mother Jones, the epitome of race-baiting publications. But my name's Eric. This channel is called Report and Opine. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm absolutely begging you.
I'm begging you, please. Come on, please.
It would help me a lot, and it would cost you nothing. But if you wanted to help me even more and spend some money, you would buy my book, New York City 2020, Gotham Unglued, on Amazon.com. That link will be in the description. So, of course, somebody took a shot at the president while I was surviving Hurricane Beryl in the Houston metro area. Went out of power for over a week. Couldn't do anything. A little bit of Instagram. Go ahead and follow me there. But while the entirety or most of Houston was in the dark, somebody took a shot at the president. And now, only 3 weeks before the shot, Mother Jones wants you to know that it was actually Trump's fault. And they're doing this is incredibly predictable, right? The mainstream news media is doing that, and they're all talking about, oh, we need to cool down the rhetoric. It's like, no, dude, we've all seen this for far too long. But if there's anybody still on board, I guess they're preaching to them. They say, the public has long been accustomed to Donald Trump saying outrageous things, even when he appears to encourage political violence. When did that ever happen? You could just say that. You're not going to give any examples, no footnotes, no hyperlink, nothing. When did he do this? You're talking about a Republican who body slammed a reporter at a rally, or you're talking about a joke that he made at a different rally. What are you guys talking about? Because for years now, it's quite literally been, since the summer of love, it's just been burn, destroy, loot everything, cut the junk off kids. But for whatever reason, it's still Trump's fault. And you guys are pushing this way too far. You're going to lose people. That's why you're losing people like Amber Rose, because even they're like, obviously not a stone cold rock rib conservative. And they're like, this is nuts. You guys are crazy. Anyways.
Anyway.
It's almost as if his aggrieved and menacing rhetoric has become a normal part of American politics. Well, what rhetoric? Give us an example. It's just you. We can roll the tape.
J. Trump presents a clear and present danger.
Does this look like Germany in 1932?
American democracy is on the line.
A brutal authoritarian system.
1940s Nazi sympathizers.
The end of American democracy.
The end of America.
End of democracy.
End of democracy.
Right.
Nazi Germany.
He's a fascist.
Nazi Germany.
Nazi Germany.
Nazi Germany.
Hitler.
Hitler.
Hitler. Hitler.
But now we need to cool down the rhetoric. And it's also fairly strange that after they lobbed all these cases at him, after Bo Biden completely bombed at the debate, Trump gets shot, and then Bo Biden comes down with COVID. This is all just a wild coincidence.
But it's quite a coincidence.
Yes, that's all. A coincidence.
Big coincidence.
Not a big coincidence. A coincidence.
No, that's a big coincidence.
That's what a coincidence is. There are no small coincidences and big coincidences.
No, there are degrees of coincidences.
No, there are only coincidences. Ask anyone. Are there big coincidences and small coincidences, or just coincidences?
This normalizing effect is no accident. Research shows it's a result of a strategy utilized by autocrats. Ever since Trump was president, his approach to messaging has included a method of incitement known to security experts as stochastic terrorism. He frequently uses inflammatory and dehumanizing language. When? When? They're not sending their best? What are you guys talking about? That's all obviously you. And this hypocrisy is so glaring that you've run out. You can't really trick anybody any longer. Dehumanizing. And for the record, I think Hunter Biden even said, well, they want to investigate me. That's dehumanizing. Or they want to find out who brought the coke in the White House. That's dehumanizing. Same thing in San Francisco. Well, we want to clean up the streets and the tents. That's dehumanizing, stigmatizing. It's just like any criticism of anybody will be dehumanizing and stigmatizing. And that's basically for the old, weird BLM white guys on the left, because they don't have a victim card. Everybody else does. So they could just say it's racism, right? But this dehumanizing, stigmatizing language is specifically for the white people, the white men, the straight white men that toe the line. But that's a little bit of a different story. This is all a mess, obviously. Okay. Elicits rage against political enemies among his extremists. Again, that's you. You are describing what you're complaining about right now. You're doing what you're complaining about. His extremist supporters, you're just casually throwing that in there. Oh, they're all so extreme, even though we're the ones that want to cut the junk off kids. Yet his rhetoric is always deliberately ambiguous enough to deny that he inspired any subsequent acts of violence. So you talk for a whole paragraph, tell us that he's responsible for this, and then say, well, we can't really blame him. I mean, what is happening here? Exhibit A for how this works: demonize political adversary as sick and crazy and responsible for a national demise. Okay, but you guys for the last 8 years have been calling remember the whole punch a Nazi? That was early in the Trump campaign when people were still getting punched for wearing a MAGA hat. But that doesn't matter. It's different when we do it. Absolutely wild. Trump and his allies long did to former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. She's completely corrupt. Give me a break. Do you want me to believe that a white guy writing for Mother Jones is going to bat for Nancy Pelosi? How is this happening? And for the millionth time, this has nothing to do with the color of your skin, but every single thing to do with the content of your character and willingness to bow to the mob at every single instance. As Trump and his allies long did former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and eventually some troubled person may stalk her with a hammer. Yeah, that's what they want to do. Well, remember when Pelosi's husband got hit with a hammer? Even though I feel like that was a weird gay sex dope deal gone wrong with a hammer, and it wasn't some criminal mastermind who wanted to take out Nancy Pelosi and got to her husband instead. But this is all, and look, obviously maybe I'm wrong, but it's more likely that the folks at Mother Jones are completely wrong. Demagoguery in politics is as old as the Republic. No president has ever engaged in a campaign of incitement against Americans like Trump had. Bro, this is crazy. Joe Biden, time after time after time, and I believe this civil conflict that we are currently in was really kicked off when Beau Biden, in a tan suit, I believe one of those classic Democrat tan suits, said that his patience was wearing thin with people that chose not to get the pharmaceutical.
My message to unvaccinated Americans is this: what more is there to wait for? What more do you need to see? We've made vaccinations free, safe, and convenient. The vaccine has FDA approval. Over 200 million Americans have gotten at least one shot. We've been patient, but our patience is wearing thin.
That was the beginning of the end, right? My patience is wearing thin. So what are you going to do, Joe? And these people want you to believe that Trump is the one causing the incitement. Meanwhile, they're the ones freaking out. They're kind of, sort of, finally a little bit, because their back is up against the wall. You got Nothing Burger Van Jones. You got Stephen A. Smith. You got a couple of these people who realize how terrible it is. But then for whatever reason, you still got AOC, who is still going to kiss the ring of old Massa Biden. I don't understand any of this. But the point is, and look, this is a rambling article from Mother Jones about how, Donald Trump created the environment for him to get shot. Also, everything is racist except for the white guys that we hire at Mother Jones. So none of it makes sense. And only 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks before Donald Trump got shot in the ear, they preemptively said he was the one that was going to cause violence.